And that will finally expose once and for all the state-led conspiracy that targeted 24 innocent building workers. We will now take contemporary composite 5 on housing, to be moved by Tower Hamlets Labour Party and seconded by Taunton CLP. Tower Hamlets. You've got to go down the front first. Go and get your thing. Down to the desk. Just give you a name. Ooh.
Conference, my name is Tariq Khan. I'm the first time at conference and the first time delegate. During the recent elections in Tower Hamlets, we spoke to over 10,000 people, and housing was one of the biggest issues raised. Issues of overcrowding, rents increasing year upon year, uncontrolled service charges for leaseholders and dodgy landlords, along with the bedroom tax as well. These are the issues that David Cameron does not care about at all. Over the next 10 years, when Ed Miliband hopefully becomes the Prime Minister, we have a massive opportunity to put the housing issues right. Currently, we are in a housing crisis. Under this government, housing building has been at its lowest since the 1920s. Affordable homes building has dropped. Housing supply is at its lowest. Rough sleeping and homelessness has increased year upon year. And the bedroom tax. Well, I am proud to be part of the Labour Party, which will change and abolish the bedroom tax for all. When we were canvassing, I found one of my neighbours who lives in a single bedroom flat with 4 of his adult children. I can't imagine the struggle they are going through on a daily basis. And one of the issues picked up was the least vulnerable in our society are affected by housing the most. Whilst in government since 1997, the Labour Party, we built 2 million more homes, 500,000 more affordable homes. Home standards were raised with the introduction of the Decent Homes programme, which changed many lives. Next May, when we win government, I want the Labour Party to deliver on the promise of 200,000 more homes a year. Build more social and affordable homes and take control of private rents and licensed landlords. Conference, a decent home is at the very core of an individual's well-being. It affects the very things which are sacred to us and which we have been discussing over the past few days here at conference. It affects our health, our social life, our our kids' education, our employment and life chances. These are the things that David Cameron does not care about, and we as the Labour Party have an opportunity to change next May. Thank you.
Brenda Weston, Taunton Dean CLP, seconding Composite 5. From Tower Hamlets to Truro and beyond in Cornwall, the housing crisis is blighting the hopes of a generation and providing a bonanza for rogue landlords. In parts of Somerset, the ratio of wages to house prices is 9:1. Second homes and holiday lets in low-wage coastal areas drive prices beyond the reach of local families. The Composite says everyone should be able to live in a home that they can afford and is of high standard and offers security of tenure. This composite also asks all public bodies to play a part by releasing any surplus land for genuinely affordable social and shared ownership housing. Meanwhile, though, more and more people across the southwest and other rural regions have little choice but to rent in the private sector and risk being at the mercy of rogue landlords. They face ruinous rent increases and risk eviction at short notice, often because they've had the nerve to complain about poor standards of maintenance or repair. Many feel that they just have to put up with substandard living conditions and the torment of insecurity. We need Labour in government to deal with rogue landlords. At conference, this is not just political. For me, it's personal. Twice I've had 4 weeks' notice to quit from rented properties, private rented properties, because the landlord had other ideas about its use. Once was 6 weeks before Christmas, and I spent an anxious time looking for somewhere to live when I should have been planning my son's Christmas. It's hard to describe the joy and the relief of picking up the keys of my decent, affordable, secure council house, a place where I was able to build a new life for me and my son. That peace of mind, that peace of mind enabled me to do well in my part-time job and aspire to better things for us both. I went to college, I got a good university degree, I got the confidence to stand in a council by-election. I became leader of the Somerset County Labour group soon after. There were only 3, but it was wonderful. These things could not have been possible without a decent, affordable home and the knowledge that my son had the stability he needed in his life. After 5 years, I handed those keys over to another lone parent, and I hope it made her life different and better too. A lesson from our time in government must be never again to underestimate the importance of genuinely affordable social and council housing and a private rented sector that treats people fairly. It's a privilege conference to second a motion that will help turn people's lives around. Thank you.
Okay, because we're running nearly half hour behind, I'm going to take 4 speakers only in this debate. I'll take, the gentleman with the black shirt and grey suit. This lady here. And that young man there.
PPC against Boris. That's PPC against Boris.
Where is he?
With the umbrella, Union Jack.
No, I said 4. That's it. Sorry. Sorry.
Katrina Gilman, Unison Delegate, and proud to be Parliamentary Candidate for the Wrekin. Conference, it isn't often that probation makes the national news. And when it does, it's almost always for the wrong reasons. Never thanked for the hard work that dedicated probation officers do, often in the most difficult circumstances. Almost always criticism. But today, we have a Tory Justice Minister, Chris Grayling, to thank for putting probation in the headlines again. But yet again, for all the wrong